Good morning, guys. We're here. Get ready with me. I think I have a idea for the rest of my get ready with me's for this week, which I shall show you here in a second. I'm just running some toner all over my face. I feel kind of dressed up today for someone who's not going anywhere. Wearing one of my blouses that I bought. It's nice and long. It goes down past the butt. It's a nice long blouse that I'm wearing with a pair of light colored jean shorts that have rips in them. Intentional rips in them. I don't know. I couldn't decide on a t-shirt to wear. And I have not worn this blouse yet, which I think I got from Warehouse One. That's where I got this from. I need to let this sit for a second. Dang it, I hope my throat does not start this crap. I was looking through my palettes last night, like shop my stash, clean up my desk. I have a lot of the makeup that I want to have front and center, but I still know what makeup I have in my drawers back here. But like I have a lot more of the creams and some of my go-to things front and center. Trying to decide on eyeshadow palette, I feel like sometimes it's kind of hard for me to decide what palette I want to use because the choices, right? So I was like, well, what are some palettes that I really like, but I don't use them because, well, maybe there's not enough colors or certain shades to help me make a cohesive look or complete a look. So I grabbed 6 palettes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm thinking, like today, there's 2 palettes that I'm gonna combine together to use. Which ones? I don't know. I'll show you the 6 palettes that I dug out. Let's let this, while this soaks in. So one palette that I like is the Pat McGrath Starship Splendor Mothership Bijou Brilliance. Yeah, this is the Starstruck Splendor blush and eyeshadow palette. I regret buying this because the things that I like the most in this one are the blushes. I can get a complete eye look out of this, but I feel like the times that I've used it, I like the eye looks, but I've always been like thinking what's missing is more shadows. And I was like, what palette would go good with this? I feel like I picked this one just because I thought the packaging was also pretty. But the ABH Cosmo palette, I was like, I feel like this would be a good companion palette to use. No, I'm not going to start a series of mix and match palettes. That would be kind of cool, but because the ABH one, this one's definitely shimmer heavy, but there are some mattes. There's these 3 mattes right here, and then these 2 right here. Lots of shimmer. I thought when I put these to, if I was to use these 2 palettes together, I would probably use them more. Let me see if I can set this up to show you guys. Because I do like both these palettes. Let's put it like, I don't want to put the mirror in your face. But I was thinking like, what if I used these 2 palettes together with their color story and get more looks out of both palettes? Although it's mostly me wanting to use this, the ABH palette, because I feel like if I have more colors with the Pat McGrath one, I would come up with more looks, especially with the mattes. I mean, I could use any matte heavy palette I have. I could use the Makeup by Mario palette, but to get more use out of all my palettes in general, I think I like the idea of just mix and matching some of them instead of just doing one palette. I don't know. What do you guys think about these 2 together? When I was looking at it last night, I was like, yeah, I could see doing this one or these 2 together. And then, obviously, because I would be digging into this, then I would remember to use the blushes, because the blushes that are in here, the top blush here, that's my favorite. What I should have done, I mean, I've learned my lesson. I have a few Pat McGrath things my lesson that I learned is I prefer the blushes from Pat McGrath over the eyeshadows. Nothing wrong with the quality of the eyeshadows. I just don't gravitate towards her eyeshadows. All right, let's do the next face products, and then I'll show you the next pairing. Because I want to get use out of my stuff so it's not just sitting there and I'm like, oh, I really want to use this, but it's missing something. What do you think, Luna? I think I need to get out for a walk today. I think I need some fresh air. All the rain that we've been having, it's been nice yesterday. Well, yesterday was like 23, possibly even got up to 25 yesterday. I did do some cleaning in the laundry and I cooked. Otherwise, I just flaked out around the house. I need to get outside though, I think. So, another pairing that we have. A palette that I like, but I kind of, I bought it because of FOMO, fear of missing out. I was like, if I don't buy it now, I might regret it down the road because I don't have colors like these. Not that I use this kind of color story often. Long story short, it's a Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette. This is pretty, but it's not my color story. I feel like I've said before, these greens just don't suit me. And for me to do a completed look, I do need to bring in another palette with neutrals at least to make this work. I don't know if I'd pick this other one just based on the palette, like the outside of it, but it's another ABH palette. This is the Nouveau palette. I like this palette. This one's more of a split of matte and shimmer. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mattes. 6 shimmers, 7 shimmers, because that Muse one does have shimmer in it. Pretty palette. It is neutral. But I don't know. When I put these two together, I was like, I feel like these would work together. Like this would be a nice pairing. You guys let me know. Do you think these two palettes would work together? I feel like these two would be good to use together. You got like that pop of purple up here. You've got like this gold shimmer. I mean, I don't know. I feel like these two together would work. So a look will also come with this, with these two together. Moisturizer. And then we'll do I'll show you the last pairing. I'm going to do more pairings, but these are just 3 that off the top of my head, I was like, I think these 3 pairings would work. And again, this time it's another ABH palette and a Natasha Denona palette. But is this the Natasha Denona palette though that I think would be the best for this one? Probably. I do know a lot of people, and I get like this sometimes. I do like not having to reach into another palette, but you know, what does it hurt, really? You probably come up with some looks that you might not have thought of before. Get more use out of palettes instead of pushing off using a certain palette because it doesn't have that certain shade, right? So I want to get more use out of mine by pairing different palettes together. So the last pairing that I was looking at, and I'm not sure if this is one. Okay, the ABH palette. This is my favorite ABH palette, the Soft Glam. I just repurchased this one. This one on its own is, I don't need anything else with this one. That's not why I picked this one out, though. I picked this one out because one of the palettes that I have is the Natasha Denona My Dream palette. It's a nice palette. It's heavy, I feel like, on the burgundy, purple. I mean, could I do a one, like, I possibly could do this palette on its own, But I feel like for me, these 3 shades, they work, but I don't know. Whenever I go into this palette, I'm always hesitant of what look to do with it. Why did I choose this one? I don't know. I feel like this one just would look nice with this one. So I'll show you guys. These 2 palettes together. Because there's more yellow in this one, and there is like... There's like 3 goldy yellow shades in the Natasha Denona one. They might not look it, but there is. I don't know. I even showed Matt. He's like, yeah, I could see those 2 palettes working good together. So the ABH Soft Glam palette with the Natasha Denona My Dream palette. Am I gonna do a pairing today? I don't know. Another palette that I would like to pair is the Natasha Denona, because Natasha Denona is my favorite eyeshadow formula. Like, I like her palettes for eyeshadow. The thing that I find myself coming to with her palettes is I feel like I can't get a cohesive look. Not even cohesive, but like an all just one and done palette look. Like, for instance, the retro palette. I definitely would need to bring in another palette for this one. I feel like for this one, I probably would bring in maybe the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes and the Neutrals, or another palette. Okay, this shirt does have some purple in it. Do I want to use this one today? Initially last night, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? Well, this is the Sunrise palette. Starting next week, I'm going to make it starting next week, I'm going to start doing one colorful look a week. At least one colorful. The bare minimum. This one, I would probably bring in a warm neutral palette to use with that. I'd have to go through the I Need a Nude. This one, I can use this one on its own. This is such a beautiful palette. I could use this one today. I want to use something, though, that I haven't used in the past month. The bronze palette. This one, I think, even this one would probably work with the ABH Soft Glam palette, but that might be too... Would that be too gold? I'm going to take the brush out, but I'm keeping the brush. I like the brushes that come in here. Yeah, I think even these 2 would work together, but then it'd be like super... I mean, these 2 look more cohesive, right? So I could also bring this one in too, especially if I want it softer browns. I mean, I look at this palette and I feel happy when I look at the ABH Soft Glam more than what I feel with this one. I do like this bronze palette. So these 2 would also go good together. I'm going to put the bronze palette also on my desk with this. I'm putting some palettes in here. And I will put the bronze palette. I'll put the ABH palette in between the bronze palette and then what's that one? My Dream palette. I feel like I should do one of these today. It's like, which one though? That's this thing though too about shopping your stash. You got to really get in there. It's the eyeshadow palettes for me. It's like I am the kind of person who also likes doing my makeup based on what I'm wearing, what my mood and stuff is. I have palettes that I'm not giving. I mean, not that I forgot about them, but like, you know, like when you're using things and like you start to see what you really do like. I have these 3 larger Huda Beauty palettes, 2 that I wanted for the longest time. I don't use them enough. I mean, this one's fairly new. I've used this one twice so far. Really like the color story in here. But it's like, I need to intentionally get these out. What would be a good one to use with this? This one, you don't even need to bring another palette in with, actually. It's too dark for what I want for today, though. I think between the three larger Huda Beauties, the one that I like the least is the new Nude Pretty palette. It's super heavy on the mauve. And mauve and pinks and roses and peach are color stories that I like. But I feel like if they took these two shades out right here and did two browns, like two different shades of brown or something, or something, they got to remove those two. This palette's missing something, which is why I don't gravitate towards it. So I want to use that one. These Huda palettes are going to get combined with other palettes as well, so I use them. And then this one's cool toned, and it's heavy on the pinky purple. Again, I really like it. I don't gravitate towards it because I feel like it's missing something. So these are also going to end up on my desk at some point. Scooby-Doo palettes. I can't wait to dig back into these. I'm doing that collab. I'll say it again. I did that neon collab with Chris the other day, and now I'm just like, I think I can do color. I think I can do color. The Scooby-Doo palettes are one of my favorite. I think I want to pick a certain day of the week where I do them. Maybe I'll do my colorful looks the days that I go to Miriam's. I don't know. So I'm going to put this basket away. For now. And then we have this basket here. You know what? It's like, I feel like I'm stalling. The ColourPop palettes in here could also be mixed and matched with other palettes. Like the ColourPop Mandalorian Grogu or the Child palette. This could... Another palette could be brought in with this. I'm going to put this back. What two palettes should I use? Well, let's start off with my face first. We are going to do... I'm going to start face base, not blush. I want to get the eye look done because I feel like every time I do my blush first before my eye look, then I get disappointed. So we're going to start with the e.l.f. Am I going to do e.l.f. today or say? Yeah, I'll do a little bit of e.l.f. The Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. If you came back after watching yesterday's Get Ready With Me where I rambled, thanks. I know some people don't like it when people ramble and talk about personal things, but I said it before and I'll say it again. It is my channel. I'm posting because I want to post. And if I want to ramble on or chat about something on my channel, that's what I will do. I'm next going to go in with the Say. Which Say? I like both. Let's use Warm Glow. And we'll do 3 pumps of this. I'm going from me saying I would not buy a full size of this because I feel like it doesn't do nothing, to once these are gone, I'm going to buy a full size of one. I might get the Warm Glow. What are they doing for my skin? I don't know. They just... My skin feels so soft and smooth. I just really... I don't know. There's something about the Say. It's taken me... I mean, I've been using it consistently for a while, but I feel like when I put it on, I like how my skin feels. And my makeup has been looking fine with it. It's not a primer, right? It's just one of those things where it's like, Tammy, you should Google the things you're using. I don't have a cloth with me today. I'm just going to open up some wipes. Is that what... Are these wipes? unscented baby wipes equate. This is like only $1 or something at Walmart. I could go get a washcloth, but I'm not going to do that right now. I can't stand having the feeling of something on my left over on my hands. All right, next product that we're going to use. So I've been using the Revlon Illuminance tinted serum to see if it was going to break me out. How many times have I used it? Have I used it the past 3 days in a row? I think so. And you know what? I haven't noticed anything. I'm starting to also like this. Thank the Lord it's drugstore. 1 second. I need a sip of my coffee. I haven't had anything to drink yet. Lukewarm and brushed teeth. So this is shooken up nice. Yeah, the Revlon Serum Tint Illuminance in the shade 113. What do I like more right now? This, or do I like... I mean, darn it, man. I also do really like the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. This one, I don't know if you guys can see. This one's gone down to here. This one, I can't tell how much is left. I don't know what one I like more. I do know I like both. I do like both. And then, don't worry, I haven't forgotten about my other favorite. Why am I having favorites of face products? The L'Oreal Perfector 4-in-1 Glow. I haven't used this one this week because, again, I'm trying to see if this broke me out. Because when I used this for the first time or second time, like over a month ago, I got breakouts and I didn't know if it was this, so I stopped using this. So right now I'm testing to see if this is going to break me out. Sometimes it takes a couple of days, but I don't think this broke me out. So I'm going to put some, it's just like that. And yes, I know, well, one, this is too much product. I prefer the skin tints and the serum-y products. I have very dry skin. So I will take all the moisture and illuminance and hydrating, glowy. One thing that I used to use all the time, and I mean, I still like it, but now that I've been using different things, the itll Halo Glow Liquid Filter. This used to be what I would put on instead of something like this. I think next week I'm going to get back into the itll Halo Glow and see, do I still like it as much as I did like it, or has that been knocked out? And if that's the case, I'm going to have to find a way to use it up, because I went and bought a second bottle. Like, this one I got in Fairlight because I thought the other one was too light. This one's in, I think it's Fair. Yeah, this is shade 1, which works for me, but I picked up shade 2. So Fairlight. Maybe I'll just use them on my, should I give this a try today? Let's get this blended in. Maybe I'll use a little bit of that just like on certain points of my face to see if it does anything. Normally when I use that, I use it on its own, sometimes with concealer. Because I don't know, I don't like foundation. I've never come across like an actual foundation where when I put it on, how would you say that? I was always able to see it. I could see it on my nose, my chin. Like I could see it. I feel like with some of these products I've been using lately, I know I have it on my face, but I'm not seeing it sitting into every crease and crevice. So there are, I do know there's at least one foundation that I want to try, but it's it's a luminous one. I'm pretty sure Revlon and L'Oreal both have a foundation that I would like to try that are supposed to be illuminating, hydrating. Like, I know I want to do a full face of Rimmel next month, but I don't know if Rimmel has anything that's hydrating. Because no matter how much I moisturize my skin at night and in the morning, foundation just does not look good on my skin. You can always, it clings to something. Primer, no primer. I should have shaved my mustache because I can see this sitting. I can see it right here a little bit. All right. This is a makeup channel for the most part. That Lethal Cosmetics collection Avatar, I mentioned it briefly a couple days ago and I said I have zero interest in it. They did good with that collection. That's all I gotta say. They did good. Those eyeshadow palettes, I'm like, it's got me thinking. Just the eyeshadow palettes. I watched two people. I know, I've said that I find it boring when people show the same thing, right? So, my conclusion to that was just pick two of my favorite content creators and watch their review. I watched Leah. Oh my gosh, her name's Leah. This is what I don't like when I constantly watch somebody and I know their name, but then it just whoop. Well, I watched Leah and I watched Angelica and Jessica. I watched their reviews on the Avatar. I just zoomed in on the eye palettes. They both did not. Neither one of them deterred me from being like, oh, I don't need that. Like, neither one of them made me think, oh, I don't need that. I watched them and I was like, I think I need to try Lethal Cosmetics. Like, I've never tried anything from them. And I watched Morgan Turner yesterday. I like watching her. She's spunky. She's got like a little, she's spunky, she's funky. I watched Morgan and, oh, what did she do a video on yesterday? Last night. I can't remember what it was, the title of the video, but we're being bombarded with blush from every direction. It's like blush pack. We're just getting hit with blush, right? From all the different beauty brands. It's like you turn on your friggin', what do you call it? You turn on your screen. Not your screen, you turn on your, well, whatever device you're on the internet, you turn it on, it's like pack blush. And like all these new beauty blush products are coming at you, right? You know, dramatic. I gotta make my point across. We are being oversaturated with blush right now. Okay? Do I complain? Maybe. I think I do complain. Okay, you know what I complain about? I'm getting bored of Sephora because Sephora it's literally just blush heavy right now. I know, I like blush, okay? Don't get me wrong. I like blush, but like one of my favorite makeup items is eyeshadow. And I'm just gonna put the e.l.f. I think just here. I like eyeshadow. It's one of my favorite things. And Sephora, like, I know blushes and whatever and bronzer, We need somebody who's not indie. Like, indie brands, they are killing it with the eyeshadow palettes. But we need drugstore and high-end people, like run-of-the-mill brands, to start giving us eyeshadow palettes. And I'm not, after reading stuff on Reddit and even on YouTube last night, I'm not the only one thinking, where's the eyeshadow palettes, guys? We still want eyeshadow. I know, like, the warmer months are coming, and so probably that's why, like, a lot of blush and bronzer is the main focus for some companies, but give us our blush, man. Or give us our eyeshadow. My brain's probably like, self-consciously, we need more blush. We don't need more blush. I have like 4 blushes coming in the mail, guys. It's getting crazy. We don't need more blush. Like, calm down. On a serious note, I do have 4 blushes. I have 2 of the Fenty powder ones and the 2 Lawless cream blushes. I don't need any more blush. I need eyeshadow palettes. Please. I do have 1 eyeshadow palette coming. I already mentioned this in the video the other day. I ordered my first melt palette, one that I've wanted. Super, super duper discount, man. Here in Canada, melt eyeshadow palettes are like, what, $70 to $80, depending on where you get it from. I got one for like $35, and I was like, yes, finally, I'm gonna try melts. I got like, well, I read the reviews. Sometimes I just like to put those reviews behind me because everybody has different, preferences and whatnot. I'm looking for my e.l.f. I need to get this used up. e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand Contour in the shade Fairlight. I know, I feel like I'm getting a little dramatic here this morning. Do you guys hear me, though? Like, we are being bombarded with the blushes. And man, I was never a blush person, but I'm definitely getting into the blush, but I would like to see some more eyeshadow, please. I thoroughly enjoy a nice eyeshadow palette. And indie is so darn expensive, but indie also has good quality. But I mean, for indie, the only thing I've tried Odin's Eye. I said I wasn't going to buy any more Odin's Eye. It never, like, blew me away. Not bad quality, just never blew me away. Glamlight, I like their quality. Alright, I'm just wiping some excess off. And then I have Nomad. Nomad, those are some palettes I need to use, because they're just sitting there. I feel like the ones I have, though, are perfect for fall and winter. Are you guys in agreement? We need some eyeshadows. Don't even want any more lip stuff. I did order 1 lipstick and 1... there's a lipstick by Lawless. Is it Lawless? In the shade Femme. I've had that on my wish list forever. And I was like, now's the time, Tammy. Now's the time. And then I ordered a Makeup by Mario lip. But it's not... it wasn't a lipstick. It is... Well, you know what? I'll show you when it gets here. Everything that I have coming should be here this week, hopefully. Like, I'm still waiting on the ColourPop Pokemon collection. Ordered that, I feel like, forever ago. That's still not here, but it's supposed to be here the 30th. And then what I have coming from Sephora is supposed to be here between the 30th and 31st. So, I don't know if I'll do a haul or if I'll just incorporate products randomly in different videos. Otherwise, I have nothing else coming. I'm trying to stay off of sites. I was on Fenty site last night. I was like, what the hell are you doing? I was on Lethal Cosmetics site last night. And I was like, what are you doing, man? I need to stay off my phone. Alright, I'm going to do my eyebrows. Well, do I want a little bronzer today, too? Or do I want to stay on the cool side? I'm going to use a little of the Fenty as well. You know what? Because why not? Let's get some of this stuff used up. feel like the Fenty one is not as cool as that e.l.f. one. The e.l.f. one has a bit more cool tone in it. There is a slight warmth in this shade Amber from Fenty. If you've taken a look at the new Fenty blushes, what was your initial? I thought they were creams at first, so I was going to bypass. And then I seen they were powders, and I was like, yes, come home with me. Don't get me wrong, I do like blush, but I need to see some new eyeshadow palettes, please. Not that I need any more, but eyeshadow is what really got me into makeup. Plus having no eyebrows also got me into makeup. It's like, I need some brows, please. Oh, I didn't even put nothing down here. What am I doing? All right, all right. I was gonna start doing a monochromatic Monday. I ran some like fun videos by my sister Leah and my husband. But then I went onto YouTube and I put in monochromatic Monday and like a whole, and I was like, never mind. I don't know if I could do monochromatic anyways. So we can do eyebrows. You know what? I have this thing. Do you think I could use this? I got it off Cheyenne when Grace did her thing. It's like you know what my thing is though? Like, how the heck do you use it? I don't know. I threw away the packaging. I think it's supposed to help. You're supposed to be able to do your eyeliner. Also, it said it could help you do your mascara. I guess I could put this right here and apply my mascara, but I need like my hands. I don't know. And it's like, what do you call it? Silicone? Could do like a little heart thing, but that might be a regret. Luckily it was like $1 or something. All right, I need a brow. We're gonna use, I know my pencil's out, or not my pencil, yeah, my sharpener. Come here. I know my, here it is. I'm gonna sharpen one of my favorite pencils that I haven't used in forever. Put this thing back. Something blocking me from putting you in there. There you go. Haven't used this in forever. This is not the shade though, but Essence Eyebrow Designer in the shade 4 Blonde. The one I use is more cool tone. It's called Blondie Blonde. But I can't find them anymore at Shoppers, and Walmart doesn't sell Essence. This color does. I do like this color though. So this is my favorite pencil for brows. I feel like I'm starting to sweat. They said it was going up to only 18 today, but Gray said, no, I think it's hitting the 20s. Ta-da! Eyebrow. All my good brushes. I mean, these brushes I have here are good, but like the ones that I constantly reach for, I washed them yesterday. So they're all still in the bathroom drying. Yeah, I don't know. Every time I go on Sephora, I feel like it's becoming obsolete with eyeshadow palettes. I do think the next eyeshadow palettes I'm going to get, I don't know how many, but I would like to try Viseart. Otherwise, because nobody's showcasing eyeshadow palettes that's not indie, Natasha Denona, when she comes out with that gold palette, whenever that comes, that chances are high I probably will get that one. I'm not going to pretend like I'm not going to. Probably that and like, I don't know, 1 or 2 Viseart eyeshadow palettes so I could try them out. I'll probably get like a cool tone one and a warm tone one. Viseart used to be on Sephora, didn't it? But not anymore. What do you guys think of Lorac? I have 2. I used to have the gold Lorac palette. It was like I think it was like 12 shades. I used to use that all the time. I don't have it anymore. But there's 2 Lorac palettes that are in a shopping cart for quite like months for me with from Shoppers Drug Mart. I think one of them is, it looks like the gold palette, but it might have like a little bit more pink in it, maybe. But I have a bigger one. I looked at the Lorac Noir. I thought I wanted that one. I was like, no, I wouldn't reach for it. The one that I think I have though is called Fairy Tale or something. What do you guys think of Lorac? It's been years since I've used anything by them. Alright, folks. Now that we have a base, no blush. I need to do eyes first before I do blush this time. I'm not making that mistake again. Part of me is thinking, let's just use these 2. I think we can come up with a nice look with these. So we have the ABH Cosmo palette. And I think I would probably start out with Space Dust right here. And I'm going to use the ABH brush that I have. So we're going to go into Space Dust. And put that literally in the crease right here. And just blend. Like that was easy. Same thing on the other eye. I woke up so hungry this morning, my stomach was growling. My stomach doesn't normally growl, but it did this morning. I'm trying to lower my portions. Something I've been thinking about lately is menopause, or at least perimenopause. How does one know if they've entered the perimenopause stage? I mean, I've always been crazy. My husband always says, man, you're weird. And then he's like, well, that's why I married you, because you're so weird. And I don't know. I mean, I do weird shit. How do you know, though? Like, hey, like you go to the doc, like, hey doc, I think something's mentally wrong with me. You're like, how do you know? The reason why I'm saying, because I don't know anybody who's hit perimenopause and who's talked about it, right? Nobody talks about menopause. Why? What are we afraid of? I don't know. I know some people think menopause is just an excuse for a woman to act out. And I've already said, excuse me, sir. But unless you bleed and birth children, keep your mouth shut. Because women's hormones fluctuate. I don't know what's so hard for people to understand. Hormones fluctuate, man. Yeah, I don't know. Perimenopause. And I keep seeing like perimenopause popping up. And I'm like, man, I'm turning 39 in like just over a month. Is the time coming? I mean, like I said, I can be kind of cuckoo, but I've always been cuckoo. I've always been emotional. I mean, impulsive. Like, a lot of the things are just, I've always been this, like, had these things. So it's like, how would you know if you already kind of like, woohoo, how would you know if you're like hitting perimenopause? I was telling Matt, my husband, I was like, the only thing I'm hoping and praying for is I don't get mean whenever shit happens, man. Because I've been mean when I had my postpartum depression. I had that with our oldest son, David. I had postpartum depression. I had no idea about it. I think I've heard about it. And also, I was like 18. Well, no, he was born. He was literally born days before my 19th birthday. He was born 3 days before my 19th birthday. I had perimenopause. Not perimenopause. I had postpartum depression and didn't know that's what was going on. Matt didn't know what was going on. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that, but I hope to hell that... Because I've heard some people in perimenopause and just even menopause, they get mean. And all I could think is, I don't want to become the person that I was when I went through postpartum depression. So now I'm like, I got questions. Nobody talks about it though. Nobody ever talks about it. Hello? Whoa! Whoa. Are you trying to like quietly walk out here?
No, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm talking. What are you doing?
I was going to use the bathroom again.
Oh. Alright, from the Pat McGrath palette, I'm going to go into this shade right here. It's kind of... Look at the mess all over my mirror. It's like a nice... It's a cool tone. Would that be like a dusty rose color? Kind of. But I'm going to go into this shade. It's very pretty. I'm going to use the same brush. I'm going to put that on the lid, outer part of the lid, and then blend that up into that shade that I used in the ABH palette. And that also blended quite easily into it. Grace is listening to Michael Jackson. What's that one? I'm bad. I'm bad. You know it. What's that one called? Yesterday I was like, hey, what are you doing? She's like, oh, nothing. And I was like, oh, you're doing nothing but singing in here. She's like, what do you mean? And I was like, child, I can hear you. I can hear you singing. It's so quiet out here. I feel like I'm in like an elevator or something and you got that music playing lightly. Alright, so that's those two shades blended. Okay, here's where I come up with a problem with even this palette. There's nothing lighter than what I just used in either one. So I don't have something that I could use to blend out here. So because of that, I'm just going to take my brush without getting a third palette. Just blend over the outside here. I'm going to take that shade that I just used from the Pat McGrath palette, and I'm going to run that one underneath my lower lash line. It's like a nice dusty rose color, I guess you would say. You wanna know what I miss? I miss the days when David, our oldest, he'll be 20 in about just over a month, singing Frank Sinatra in his bedroom, and I could hear him out here. He has not done that in forever. I was that kid. I love singing. I love music. Music sparks different emotions. I mean, I'm that person who will put on a song and be like, why am I listening to this? And start crying and then thinking of things. And then next note, I got, I don't know. Geez. Gangster's Paradise playing, and yeah, it's, I don't know, music, man, it's a wonderful thing. All right, so far we have 2 shades on. I'm like, I kind of want to bring some purple in. So this is like an eggplant. That one's called Eclipse. But in the Pat McGrath one, they have one that's a bit lighter. I think I'm going to start with this one first. Now, there are shades in here. I think this is called Dawn Divinity. Dawn Divinity. I'll show you guys what it looks like. It's like a very cool tone as well. I might have had a little bit of brown left on my finger, I think. But I'm going to go into that shade with this brush. I just dipped it in there. And I'm going to put this out here as well. This one, though, I'm going to blend on the outer part of the lid. Blend it up a little bit, but I'm not going to go as high out here. Same thing over here. They do blend nice. I feel like I got you guys too far away. Here we go. Why am I holding the spoolie? No extra product, I'm just making sure it's blended. So far, so good. I know I like both these palettes. This one, like the Cosmos, I use that one on its own. No problem. But the Pat McGrath one, I feel like I can't use that one on its own. It feels weird to also like staring at myself in the mirror. But, you know, it's like I gotta... This is probably gonna look like a nice glam. It's gonna be glam. I caught it. My sister Leah will probably laugh at this, but did I talk about this before? This is thing too. Like, do I already talk about things? But I the other night I told Matt, I was like, I should change my name to Glammy Tammy, and he was like, fuck no. Excuse my language, but that's what he said. I was like, why not? It's funny. He's like, because Tiffany used to call you Clammy Tammy. And I was like, I know, but Glammy Tammy is kind of funny and catchy. Okay, I'm like, do I go in with shimmer next and then finish building out, like, because I do want to use that dark purple too. Eclipse, like that's gonna happen. Man, the shimmers. One more sip of coffee. That tastes disgusting because I don't like the taste of coffee anymore. But I'm out of matcha. I want to cut back on coffee creamer because I go through it. I'm trying to make some healthy choices. I think I told you guys about Grace's doctor's appointment, eh? Not the therapy appointment. We talked about that yesterday. She had a doctor's appointment to get her blood test results back. Everything came back, but she's anemic like me. So I got to get her on. I got to get her to consistently take the iron supplements. And then, without saying it, but saying it, she's got to lose weight. So, to be helpful without saying things, mom and dad's going to make some changes with themselves as well. So it doesn't, you know how hard that would be for a kid to feel like it's only me and I'm the one that's being fat shamed and stuff like that. So we're making some changes. Trying to do some stuff in a way though that's not like, hey now, because last night somebody went to the kitchen. I heard them grab a spoon and open a cupboard and close it, And I was like, hey, what are you doing? They're like, nothing. And I was like, come here for a second. And they're like, no, I gotta go pee. They didn't need to go pee. And Tyre, the biggest size of Nutella, which maybe I just gotta stop buying Nutella. They had the jar of Nutella stuffed inside their hoodie with a spoon on their way to their room. How do you handle that? My solution was, put it back, please. And she said, okay, put it back. Put it back. Bolt it to the bathroom. Me being me, I just went and looked. I was like, where's the Nutella? Anyway, she had it, the Nutella, hidden in the bathtub. I was standing there laughing. I'm like, oh my God. She's like, I need chocolate. I was like, okay, take a spoonful. Like, no one said you couldn't have Nutella. I was like, but just take a spoonful and put it back. I was like, that's the kind of thing doctor was talking about. You know, you can still have the things you want, no matter who you are, just have less of it. And she was like, okay. I'm like, what shimmer? I kind of want to use this shimmer right here called Orion. But I also want to incorporate a shimmer from this palette as well. My darn throat this morning. It's been a while since it's been doing this. Okay, I think because I don't like this one, I'm going to try and get a little bit of this. This one crumbles. The other shimmers in here don't. This one, though, does. But look how pretty. Can you see? Luna? Can you guys see that? It is beautiful, but it crumbles in the palette. So pretty. A glitter glue would be great for this. My friend Andy did mention to me that, especially some of my ColourPop shadows and shimmers that I have that I don't use because they just, there's something wrong with, I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. Just the formula is different than what I'm used to from ColourPop. And my friend Andy's like, oh, just use glitter glue, Tammy. She's like, she told me that she does that. And I was like, yeah, I could do that, but I kind of like, I don't know. I'm not a fan of like eye primers and glitter glues, right? It's another step I don't want to do. But she is correct that it definitely would help out a lot. Like, look at that. So pretty. Do you guys want to see it not over another color? Look at that. So like this, it just looked like a peachy color, but then bam, man, intergalactic. But the shimmers that are in it, there's like pink, purple, aqua, purple. I think I've already said purple. But there's like purple, pink, gold, aqua, a little bit of blue. It's just, it's beautiful. Do you have Pat McGrath? Have you tried Pat McGrath? Are you planning on buying? I was going to say I'm never going to buy another Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette. If I were to, it would have to be straight up a neutral palette, I think. Or like neutral, peach, and rose. That would get me. All right, let's get that on the other eye. Oh, it's so pretty. And I'm just pressing this in to my lid. This is one of those shades where you could take one matte shadow, put it all over, and then just put this on the lid or whatever. I do still want to use the other one. Well, I'm going to put some Oh, my favorite brush is in the bathroom. Okay, let me find something similar. This work? Ooh, this one would work. Hey, Luna. Man, Luna's been becoming more vocal lately. She is Siamese. She is lilac and something points. They're written down on her profile with the vet. I can't remember, but hi. She's been a lot more vocal. Should I do like a shadow liner today too? Maybe just to... I literally just had my hand on... Here we go. Okay, so... I'm going to go into this eggplant color right here on this ColourPop E28 brush. Super tiny. But I'm not going to go into that eggplant color. Get this out here. Okay, the only music that I do not want to hear come from my daughter's room is Cardi B. Or, well, I mean, not necessarily Cardi, but certain songs. Like, I don't want to hear that WAP. Was it called WAP or WAP song? Even though when I was growing up, the music that came out of my sister's bedroom, that I'm surprised my mom wasn't like, what the hell are you guys listening to? I'm going to dip into the other purple shade that I was using here. That one right there. I'm going to dip into that one with a brush that's a bit more fluffy. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. What are you doing, Luna? I don't know who she's playing right now, but my music taste is all over the place. I'm like CCR, the Eagles, the Tractors, Patsy Cline, the Rankin Family. This Rankin Family, they feel the same way too. You put that on and I hear that once, I'll put it on repeat and I'll just dance to it for like over an hour. Yeah, so I would go from that stuff to Whitney Houston, Ace of Base, the Backstreet Boys. Oh, there's an actual eyelash in my eye. How do I get you out? And then I'm like, next night I'm listening to Third Day Grace, like Christian music. Then I'm like on folklore. I've come across some really great folk, would it be called folklore music? The past year. Yeah, I've come across a lot of artists that you don't hear on mainstream. Like, I listen to all genres of music. I like music. The only music that I don't listen to as often anymore, I used to listen to a lot of rap, but I tend to not listen to as much music with swearing anymore. I feel like even though the past week or two I have let a swear word slip or come out of my mouth without a second thought, I find the more that I listen to things or watch things that is full of swearing, I tend to swear a lot more. And I barely swear anymore, although you wouldn't think that based on the few times I use the F word. It's my main goal to not swear anymore. Okay, not a main goal, but I've gotten away from being having a trucker mouth. I'm like, this is pretty. Oh, she's listening to Eminem now. There is fallout from that sparkle, but it's just barely underneath the lash line, so that's not too bad. I'm like, do I want to go into the ABH one and use the sparkle from there? Is this also blended enough? I do think I need, well, maybe I'll just use my sponge. Maybe this will work. No, I don't want to use that because I'll be still doing blush. I just need like a lighter shade so it doesn't look muddy. I'm going to go into the white, well, these two shades right here. This is a companion palette. This is what this Makeup by Mario palette has become for me. But like, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I need to blend right here. Okay, that works. I just need a little something. I kind of wonder if I need to try and get my up like this. This looks pretty. I like it. I'm like, do I want to bring in that other shimmer or just add a little bit more of this one? I'm not gonna put nothing more on this brush and just. I don't think I'm gonna bring another, like I do want to use that one, but maybe I'll use that another time. I'm like, let's see what the other one looks like. So this one has more pink in it. And I know it won't ruin the look. Maybe I'll add a little bit of that ABH one and then go in with a little bit more of this one. Because I do want a little bit more pink in this look as well. What does this one look like? So it's still sparkly. Maybe I'll put this one in the middle. How about that? Just to get some pink in here. Today will not be the only day where I combine these two palettes either. I will be. These dry out super fast. I will combine these two palettes with other palettes as well, but with each other, because I do like these two together. Like a nice mix match. Friday I have to work. The only thing that I am going to do, I think, every Friday is, it's going to be called this. Reddit Beauty Chat, Get Ready With Me. And that's going to happen on Fridays. I do have to go to work this Friday. So that one I might, for this week, might just do that one Saturday. Because I think Chris and I are both in agreement. We like to see that one. There's such a huge community. Man, okay, if you're into panics, I will, you know what, when I do that video, it'll probably come Saturday, so a day late for this week. But that's what's going to be called. It's going to be called Reddit Beauty Chat, Get Ready With Me. And that's going to happen on Fridays. I'm going to write down some of the Which, I mean, it's on Reddit. Do you call them channels or pages? I'm going to write down probably tonight or tomorrow the channels that, or the pages that I am following beauty related on Reddit. There's a whole slew. But I came across one last night for people who are, there's several for people doing no buys, accountability groups, Pan It. What was the Pan It one that somebody mentioned in one of the pages I was reading last night? Pan porn. Is it called pan porn or pan it porn? I was like, okay, and I started typing in pan porn. Then I was scared of what was going to pop up, but no, it was like a Pan It project page, community page, and I was like, okay, whew, I didn't want to see someone's, penis on there or something. It's like, no, thank you. Don't worry. All my videos when I post them, I always have age restriction on them, because although I do try to not say anything inappropriate on here, you never know. All right. Did I put pink on both? Yeah. What do you guys think of this look? As I am going to make a list of the pages that I follow so that you guys, if you do go on Reddit, you can check it out. But I was thinking of the no buy and the Pan It because Andy, my friend Andy on here, I need to write down her channel too. She's currently on a no buy and she is trying to pan some items as well. I do like this look. So I didn't cover up the front part where I have the Pat McGrath shimmer, and then I have the ABH shimmer kind of in the middle. I'm going to take this, nothing on it, just right here again. So pretty. I like it. I like it. Do I leave the lower lash line alone though? I think so. I think I have enough color down there. I was contemplating doing a liner, but if I did, okay, so for today's look, I am going to use this powdered blush from in here, or I might mix those two, but I do want to do a cream blush because creams go bad fast, so I do want to use mine. I do want to do a liner, and I'm thinking dark matter. This one right here. I'm either that one or this one. Let's try the dark matter. Well, I'll mix dark matter with Eclipse. Because I don't wear eyeliner. I'm horrible at it. So I don't own any. I've contemplated buying a liquid liner that's super thin, but then I'm like, Tammy, how often would you use it? And I am just doing a super look, I have it here, not here. Does it make a difference? Can you even tell? I don't know. I can't tell. Is there an eyelash hanging down or is it actually in my eye? Did I re-dip this? I can't remember. Can you guys hear the music Grace has in her room going? Okay, I'm going to take a big fluffy brush like this. Oh, I've been here for an hour. Sorry, guys. Not really. I'm not sorry. I do have sparkles everywhere. That is so pretty. Let's get to the blush. Cream blush that I want to use today. Man, these palettes are so pretty. Do you have either of these palettes that I'm currently using? Okay, so we're going to do blush. I'm thinking... one that I haven't used. Well, I've used it a couple of times. It's Pat McGrath. I'm not going to apologize either on my channel if sometimes I use more high end and sometimes I use lower end. For the most part, I try to do a combination of the two. Today it's probably, well, most of the face products are low end, but you know, I have products I want to use. This is one of the new cream stick blushes. So far, I like it. This is in the shade Divine Rose. And yeah, so far, I like it. Haven't had any issues with it. I feel like this would be a nice one, though, to layer with one or both of these of her powder blushes here. And I am going to use a sponge because that's what I've used with this blush before already. Gives just like a nice flush of pink to the cheeks. And yeah, I'm kind of wanting to bring my blush down a little bit lower right now. Not a whole lot lower, but a little bit lower. So I know normally I do like to bring my blush up here, but I was bringing it up here thinking it would look better. I don't know. I kind of miss having my blush here, which is where I used to wear my blush a long time ago. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit more of that on. I do like that. Don't worry, I'll do mascara. I don't know how many shades of this she has. I don't want to know. I know when I ordered this, I seen 4 shades. I think she has more than that though. I don't want to know because I don't want to go looking for another shade. But I do, so far the times I've used this, I do like it. It's pretty. This look is looking pretty in general. So Chris, I know you're watching. I think our next collab, what is that sound? We should do a goth glam look or something. Because I'm like, what palettes do I have that can go dark? I have the Chucky palette, which I know you want to see me use. I have that Huda palette I just showed. Is that it for palettes that I have, though? I mean, I could probably make any palette go dark, but like, I know I have those two for sure. Goth glam, I don't know. All right, so that's that for that. Is that a dog? I'm gonna get some mascara on. Did I not? No, I didn't, because we're shopping my stash as we sit here and do my makeup, kinda. Ooh, I don't have a highlighter. I want to use do I want to use a highlighter? Do I need a highlighter today? I mean, you can still see I still have glow all over my face. For mascara, let's use I don't like the Tower 28, and I also don't like the Merit. Let's see what the Merit's looking like, though. I like the wand of the Merit. I just don't like the formula. Grace is now in there listening to Britney Spears. Her music taste is just like mine. I gave her a lot of my CDs. And then I was like, hey, if you don't... Because I don't know if she still has her CD player that I bought her years ago. But, I gave her a bunch of my CDs. And I did tell her, I was like, you could also go on Spotify and YouTube as well. I think she's currently on one of those, though. I think her CD player is broke. Generally speaking, if I'm listening to music, I'm listening to it on Spotify. I'm going to go with another mascara over this one. I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Lash Extender. This one does not build on itself. I don't know. There's something I like. I do like this e.l.f. one, though, but I want to see if I can build it on a different mascara. I normally don't do two mascaras, but I feel like that Merit one, I don't like the formula. It's also, what do you call that? It's a... Darn it. Why can I not think of it? That Melt one is a... Holy crap. It's like where you can just like, you can pull off the pieces if you want. It's a bugger to get off though with water. But that's how I take it off. Why can't I think of the name of it? It'll come to me eventually. What's that song? Old Town Road? What? That's what she's listening to now. I feel like it's not even catching on to these lashes. I know what this is called, what kind of this one is. I just can't remember. It's there, but it's not there at the same time. It's not grabbing my lashes. It's a... Darn it. Why? The name is there, what it is. It's one of those formulas where you either like it or you don't. These lashes feel kind of crunchy. I don't want them getting Man, I'm just looking at the sparkle and I'm just like, man, that's beautiful. It's going to kind of annoy me now that I can't think of... It's like there in my head of what it is. It's not like a regular mascara. It's kind of mascara where you can literally... What is it called? Why can't I remember? All right, let's go into those blushes. I'm going to use this brush because the ones that I normally use are, again, they're all drying in the bathroom. I do have... Yeah. So let's start with the lighter one. And yes, I want to bring my blush down here. I mean, you don't need to bring it down here, but at least, I mean, you can. Because you know, like when you're running around outside, right? If I'm running around outside, working out, whatever, I'm not going to get color up here in my face from working out. For me, for the most part, my color would come into my face down here. That's, I think, where my blush placement should be, shouldn't it? Yes, I'll bring a little bit right here, but yes, I've also watched a video about blush placements yesterday. And I was like, why the heck am I wearing my blush up so high? Does it look nice? Yeah, but... Let's go take this sponge just right here for a sec. And then I am going to go into that other blush. I do want some highlight though, I think. Do I? Yeah, I do. Let's use this ColourPop one since I have it right here in my hand. And then I don't have... I'll just use my finger, I guess. If it's too sparkly... I mean, I don't really care if it's too sparkly. I like sparkle. This whole look is a sparkle look. Even when I turn my face, I don't know if you guys can see some of the sparkles that fell. All right, let's go into the other blush that's in here. This one. So I already have this one on. Now we're going to go into this one. Do I need it? No. Does that have a built-in highlighter? So this one I'm putting a little bit above the pinky one a little bit. Or that other one shade I just used. Okay, no, it doesn't. I'm seeing the ColourPop. Incoming phone call. I will call them back when I'm done. All right. And just go over slightly. So, I can definitely see me, using these two palettes together. The only shade I can see me not getting into in here is this one here. I just don't like that one. It's like, it shifts from blue to green to gold. I don't like that color. The rest I could see me using, combining this palette with another palette, which is what I think I need to do going forward. Even if it just ends up being this palette that I use with it, I think I can come up with several different looks that aren't just this look. I do like this look though. As for a lip, I never thought that far ahead. I have a lip oil out. I don't want to use that one. I think, well, I'm going to do a little bit of this lip oil first from e.l.f. because I do like it. I kept reapplying this all day yesterday. I do like it. It wears down really nice. I think I forgot to put this in my description yesterday. That's okay. I'll do that, and just try to see what ones I have pulled out. And I guess this Rare Beauty one in Nearly Rose, it's her balm in gloss form. I'll throw a little bit of this on as well. And this is the completed look, guys. What do you think? I like it. Again, it's a bit much, but you know, for what I'm doing today, which is nothing. But it's pretty. I like it. I don't have any earrings. Not anymore. Trying to let my ear holes grow over, but so far they're not growing over. Anyways, this is the look. I like it. Ta-da! Look at that sparkle. What's your favorite product that I've used? I think, I don't know. I like it all. It turned out nice. Could use a little bit more on my eyebrow. They don't gotta, your eyebrows don't gotta match, but I do try to like to keep them kind of similar in thickness anyways. Okay, that looks better. Yeah, I don't know what my favorite product of today is. I like how the look turned out. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I know it's a long one. I should leave an insert at the beginning. Grab a snack or something, or play me while you're doing your house cleaning. But, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. You'll see me again tomorrow for another Get Ready With Me. God bless.